this one. Inferno, SK Gaming to kick things off on the CT side. G2, 2 smokes. A few flashbangs as well, heading towards B, trying to get that early control, but Fallen, great with the pistols, trying to shut down and get this first headshot here. Not going to walk around the corner just yet, presumably we'll flash the corner first. Let's see if Fallen can handle it.
Keep in mind as well, Dallas, Pro League, London, Pro League, different G2 at the time. There's a bit of a rivalry brewing here.
Sure.
Sure indeed. Fallen goes back toward Banana. He's going to peek back out, spot them as well, catches them with nades out. So takes down Kenny, but as he backs off, Body's able to refrag. That pulls them into Fur, but Fur's alone, so can't afford to overextend in the fight. Gets the trade, has to stay alive, stay efficient, anchor the site for the rotations as they come in from the A. The map. Fur as well that gets challenged. They know the situation. They know he has to go down, but he gets another. That shocks, so that actually helps them. Not only that, MBK goes forward with the bomb to try and trade it back. That's going to give Phelps the round.
Bit of a blunder there from G2, losing the first frag. They got the trade in, but then it seemed like too comfortable there towards the coffin position. Gets one more frag, stays alive as long as possible. Doesn't even have to deny the plant. Actually gets charged with the bomb on his back. That's MBK. A bit of a mistake there. I don't think he gets the plant down regardless, considering losing so much manpower. He had to try and get that frag back in his return, but still, SK Gaming looking quite comfortable there. No plant, of course. G2 actually going to be full eco here, Matt. That's kind of strange. Normally you expect these teams to go force buy in the second round. I mean, they can buy in the third. That can mean Galil's number 3. Another surprise sort of setup. You normally see the idea of if you get the bomb down the pistol, you eco this round, then you get the AKs out. This is like variation of that, as you can force buy in the second with 2 AKs. This is another idea. Galil's in the third, and we'll see if it works out for them. So full Glocks, nothing invested into this whatsoever. That will give the game away slightly. SK Gaming will be aware. That's a possibility. And once they realise their unarmed opponent is just with the default pistols, they'll probably bring a few more rifles into round number 3. For now, though, nothing really G2 can do here. No smokes, no armour. And just holding towards middle, hoping for a CT mistake. Can see Fallen at the bottom of Banana there. Tucking himself in, baited in as well by his teammate Fur. Body should be dealt with, but it's going to be MBK that's going to drop first. It's Kenny S as well. Quite an easy round here. No one should go down for the SK side.
Swaps to the pistol. He doesn't have time to reload. Makes the right call. Finds Apex wrapping toward the arch, and then Body goes down immediately after.
Here it comes.
2-0 for SK. Here it comes.
Do they buy?
No.
They've got enough for 2 players of AK armor.
Oh, they're going to.
I actually like this idea. I think it's quite cool.
En français, oui, oui.
So there it is. You can see it's actually pretty decent. 2 AKs, head armor as well, a couple of Galils. UMP there as well for Apex, so a bit of utility. He has to take slightly less firepower than his teammates. They're trying to brute force their way into round number 3 here. Shoxy towards top middle. He's got one of the Galils, joined by Body and Kenny S as well. The bomb will be there for now. SK expending quite a lot of utility to start around. 2 incendiaries used to buy themselves some time, and still have mid-presence there. Phelps by himself. They'll push through the smoke at this point. Given away, they've got the rifles at this stage as well, so CT start to adjust and fall back to the bomb site.
Body's going to try and work his way after Apex gets to the entrance of the apartments. Through the arch, has at least the information that they're going toward the A site. They'll be blinded off by a flash that therefore comes from within its confines. That'll lock them down for now, but Body and Apex able to converge. Watch, oh, Cold Zero. He thought he had the kill and looked away too soon, because he may have been able to do decent damage. Still dangling around all the obstacles inside of the site. He could have controlled the pace of the fight, but can't do it now. Shox will hold off the rotations, and that which is trying to save Fallen running away on the SMG. Fur, meanwhile, bottom mid, takes down Kenny. It's going to give him an upgraded weapon, but he'll have to run with that as well.
So that's why that buy can be so interesting there for G2. Sticking together as a 5-man pack, going towards the arch position as well. And all it takes is one CT player to miss the shot there, Cold Zero, on the bomb site. Could have turned that round in his favour, but didn't seem to happen. There's some considerable damage. They find the kill on Kenny S, but that's all they really get from it. G2 bouncing back. So no bomb plants in the first 2 rounds, but this kind of interesting idea to force buy in the third with full ecos across the board. Brings them around victory. 2-1 now on the T side. Looking very good. Smith's the coach. Probably quite happy with that decision. As we go forward into round number 4. Still money available for the City side. We'll be able to get 3 M4A4s out. Taco looking to see his buy as well. He gets the 4th. Falling down to UMP. They are struggling in terms of not having a full array of utility, but there's enough to work with here. G2. One of their stronger maps for sure. They define the way the CT side could be played with that double orb setup as Adam described. Looking to see whether that still is a thing for them. It's starting to get shut down these days. Grenades towards top of Banana. Terrorists have control for now. Fallen and fall back. towards a new box. Both are together. They're going to be doing that boost, which I like a lot. Let's look at them and see what I mean. So getting him on the bomb site means he's avoiding flashbangs, any Molotovs that land in that position as well. It means the terrorists probably don't check it. He can get one frag for free, maybe two. Also allows him to leave his teammate there, but they seem to be thinking could be a B-sided attack. Phelps tentatively rotating over from CT spawn. So 3 players on that side of the map for now, but G2 they're heading towards A. Tackling Cold Zera, Palmers and the pits.
Okay. Just way back toward the apartments, as you mentioned, but Pit covered off. Kenny gets the bomb toward the boiler door. It's Apex and Body that seem to want to wrap toward the archway with the smoke down. Phelps is on the other side of it. Shock still at B as well, can hold off the rotations for a little longer. As Phelps gets passive, knowing that smoke is due to dissolve at any moment. They'll counter off that smoke with putting one inside of the arch on its own.
It's quite a cool smoke.
Yeah, it is a cool smoke above the gray, rather the green shutter. Bounces in perfectly. Close, which means you can attack quickly. Cold knows it. Respond to it. Phelps pushes through. Body's distracted and can't turn fast enough. It's Kenny S that gets 1 and 2 inside of the site. Now Shocks cuts off rotations. Bomb will be planted. Shocks, he's so far removed. Fallen will know this, that if he attacks now and finds Kenny, who's low on HP, inside of the pit before Shocks can get there, he can actually immediately jump on the fuse. He's got the kit as well, but he's got to act quicker than this. He knows Kenny's likely nearby, and he gets the kill, but does he go for it? He's got to stick this. Absolutely stick this. Flash out. Shocks is not close enough, but Fallen's not confident on that, even though the kill came in at B. He has made it to the apartments, but if he'd stuck it, he would have been on 5 seconds right now. Instead, it's a one-on-one. Taps again, expects Shocks to be rotating in from his right side, but can't find the kill.
Fallen doubted himself slightly there. If he goes to that full defuse initially, he actually wins the round. Shoxy, though, outplays him, finding that rotation frag towards the B side of the map as well. G2 pick it up just about there as he has to do the long lurk back towards the apartments. Just enough to work with there. Peaks at the last second and manages to take down Fallen there. He got down to about 10 HP, so he still could have gone either way, but G2 managing to get a couple of rounds in a row here. We're going to round number 5. Deagle, CZs, not really a force by a little partial investment as with G2 taking nade to the face of Banana, but should get his first frag. Bit of team damage there, but Shocks gets the headshot, finds Fallen for alone at B now. Phelps rotating in quickly. Same story for Cold Zero as well, but Kenny S, he's gone to the other side of the map with the bomb as well. Apex with apartments control. Smoke off here. This is be a full-on fake, I'd imagine. Just try and pull as many rotations as you possibly can. 3 CTs on that side of the map. They'll fall back. Taco now alone with a default weapon in the pit area. Not really much he can do about this map. He's going to be done for.
Body's going to push in. Catch him off, as you mentioned. Not much you can hope for. Phelps, Cold, and Fur. Planted. Kenny. Just going to watch toward library, but we've got more information that states that, unfortunately, there will be no one coming that direction. We've got all the surveillance cameras, Henry. We've got all the information.
Yeah, we can see what they're up to. Not much. Deagle's in a CZ. Let's look at the frag charts quickly. Pretty even on the G2 side of things. Phelps with 6 kills, 2 deaths for SK, but G2 will now take the lead indeed. After a nice little B-fake there, getting that 1 kill, pulling those rotations over, dropping some smokes in, sticking together as a 5-man unit. That's perfect. Show presence, back towards A, bomb down, 1 player waiting for them. Really giving away some damage. Didn't drop a single frag there. MP7 for Apex. Starting to get a solid grasp on this game. I would say this has the potential to go all 30 rounds, but round number 6, the orb comes out for Fallen, of course. Obviously been a big talking point of this team in recent months, having that resurgence and looking much better at the AWP as to what he did with at the start of the very year. Where does he decide to go? Towards B for now. Fur will be in front of him. Do they set him up at the former car position? Could be boosted up above the wall for now, trying to get that first frag, but CT smoke will probably fend off the terrorists momentarily. They're going towards middle. This is like a set piece off the bat with 4 players in that position, looking to push through the smoke with the flashbang. It's up to Cold Zero to shut them down here, but he's been completely smoked off. They go towards Arch.
Goes inside of the site. Arch completely vacant. And not only do they go toward it, they're going to be pushing on to Taco, who's trying to get his way into the corner. There's nothing he can do from the top of the box. They completely leave that side of the map open. Fur's going to try and respond by rotating back in, and he does catch off Kenny, and it works out. So the set piece and the map control was all there, except for that SK adapted well and managed to pincer off the site from either side. Even if they got the bomb plant down, the retake was already in position.
They were actually caught out there, believe it or not. It was because they had the boost towards quad. They're not going to be pre-firing that position, the terrorist, and coldzera manages to mow them down. That's actually very good. They're focusing fully on the quad position and the bomb site here. coldzera, one of the best aimers in the entire world, manages to spray them down and find the third round for SK. So G2, definitely the perfect place in the map to go. Open arch side, but couldn't find the frag. The key one on coldzera. That boost coming in once again. Fallen spots one. Can't hit the shot though. Has to fall back. They take a nade to the face as well. Third down to 27 HP. That did a lot of damage. Body has been out of control now. Dropping the Molotovs to push the CTs further back. Full control here. They've got 4 players there as well. They could go for a full execution if they wanted to. Trying to bleed out the CTs in terms of any smokes they may have. Incendiaries as well. Try and do that first before they fully commit. 5 players, almost 5, as MBK comes back in with the bomb. I would say this will be the B play and see whether they get away with it at all. Fallen in CT spawn, presumably smoked out momentarily, fur behind the fountain. Need to act quickly here, G2. Have no presence on the map whatsoever. Fallen surely gets nothing from this.
Blinded off. That flash, I noticed he gets at least 1 fur though on top of the statue, the fountain. One kill before going down. Fallen's able to re-peek. There's no smoke towards CT. Bombs drop temporarily.
When they missed
well.
the smoke.
2 versus 3, they absolutely did.
Yeah.
Because Apex now has a
sloppy
room to play with toward Ruins. Bomb picked up by Kenny. He'll redress the smoke at this point in time. AWP for him, but he's going to plant it so he won't have the AWP posted to watch towards CT when the smoke does dissolve. Instead, he'll get close. Shotgun op for Kenny or Banana to hold the bomb. He's got to check that first, but he's in the open. Watch the push in from Coffins. If Cold went around the corner sooner, he may have been able to spot down the lane to find exactly where Kenny had gone. Instead, he goes down, and it actually starts to favor G2 as they've got a 2 versus 2. Taco knows there's one on either side, but doesn't know which one's going to be exposed first. It's Kenny, but he fires through the wall. Apex able to swing down to just Fallen. And he's got to act fast. Good shot on Apex immediately. Doesn't know where the bomb is. It's on the other side. Taps it to try and bait Kenny in. He knows he's going to peek with the AWP, but who's faster between the two? It's Fallen. But does he have the time? Oh, that's close. I think he's just got it. Oh my goodness, Fallen.
No reason for that player to face from the well position at all. He just hides there. You know it's Fallen the AWP. Just hide in the corner. Make him fully commit, jump up, and as soon as he takes a shot, Kenny comes out and kill him. Similar communication was off there for G2. It was a sloppy execution. I have to say, they didn't really deserve to win that round. That missed smoke as well. Probably one of the easiest smokes in the game to throw. So many lineups with Banana. You could even run in and just throw it off the wall if you wanted to. That gave Fallen an opportunity to find those 2 frags initially, and he wins the clutch as well. Give that guy an inch, he'll take a mile. It's going to be 4-3. G2 going to be frustrated with that defeat, I have to say, given a couple of chances there to win the round. Clutch is just not good enough in the 2 versus 1 situation. Fur now aggressive towards B, pushing all the way down to T steps as well. The surprise play surely gets a kill where MBK doesn't expect that whatsoever. Why would he? And that's the first kill. Fur with T-steps control. Fallen falls back towards A, trying to funnel them into the A side of the map. And Fur goes towards second middle as well. Big play by him, but it's Apex finds the next frag.
Phelps that goes down, but look at Fur still pushing all the way down to the bottom of alt middle.
Oh, this could be so good. He's actually left B open though. They could slip by him.
Okay, good indeed. He has taken a gamble going this direction. If he goes back through the underpass now, he could entirely catch them off, and I think he's heard them throwing nades and making noise, so this could be perfect. He's going to pop up. None of them are going to be looking. Now, the one... Okay, good. Apex is still over toward the apartments. I was going to say, the one thing that could catch him off is Apex came back as well. Lines it, takes down 2. He's behind the body, realizes, but it's too late to save his friends. He's now left alone. Apex will try and do something to get closer to him, but on 16 HP, he's got to slip away undetected, and he's about to be found by Cold. Very easily disposes of him. 1 versus 3 for body toward the B site. Needs about the best play he would have had in this tournament to win this round. Smokes off CT, will get him closer. Has bomb to work with, but a rotation immediately comes in from Fallen to go toward the Ruins. He's alone though, Fallen, so taking a risk, but he's been hitting shots, and another one that he finds in the AWP.
That's so impressive by Fur. The fact he has the audacity to push down Banana like that as well. As you said, MBK had no chance of even knowing he'd be down there. He gets all the way to second mid, comes through the underpass, and a perfect play. Doesn't pull the trigger too early, knows it's the AWPer, won't be able to kill him close range, lines up the shot, takes down the most dangerous player in front of him first, then the AWPer. 3 in total, it's beautiful stuff, and Fallen to pick up the pieces at the end as well. SK Gaming 5-3 now. It's going to be, I think, a partial buy. We've got a bit of money. I'd call this a force. It's less than $1,000 on each player for G2. Tech 9s, head armor, nades as well. They're on 3rd state loss bonus, so you get $2,900 next round if they do indeed lose this. It'll be enough just about to scrape something together. 5 smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs. This is a set piece if I've ever seen one. You can see all 5 players in second middle, all the smokes lined up. Presumably the one outside library, towards the pit as well. Give them a little wall. There's the one for the library. Flashes over. I think they go for CT spawn on this one, you know. Have a look.
Phelps waiting for it though. Oh, he's going to push into the smoke. It times it with the footsteps as they go by. He wants the element of surprise, and he's got it. Bomb down at Moto. MBK can find a kill all he likes toward the pit and wrapping around, but they still have Cold to deal with. And it's down to just one. It's down to just Kenny. Tech9 will find a kill. Good luck getting the bomb. Good luck winning the round. SK should go up 6-3. Phelps makes absolute sure of that.
Nice idea there. Get a couple of kills, but no bomb plant down. Smoking out the pit towards the library position as well, trying to split the A bomb site completely. Looked like they could have gone towards CT spawn. I thought that might have been the idea, but as soon as Phelps and Holds there, they say no. They find the bomb nice and early. But in the long range shots out of the SMGs. Smoke's a bit problematic with the CTs, but ultimately it has to be another eco for G2 now. SK Gaming looking very strong. Deagles, Tech9s once again. There was just about a buy there, but it's been so poor. There have been Galils and SMGs and a few nades. I think they wanted to wait till they have all the weaponry required. Falling this time, Banana once again trying to bait in his teammate. Fur is at the sandbags, and there's the first bait. Gets that nice kill as well. Surely the T's fall back at this point, but Fur is not going to let them, but gives his frag up, and it's going to be 4-4 just like that. They'll recover the M4 as well. Didn't have to commit to that. Wanted to get some damage done. He suddenly takes shocks down to 30 HP, but also gives them a weapon to work with here. Body will take that. And what's the next play? They still have a smoke to work with here. This round isn't outside the realms of possibility. Body can find an initial headshot. They swarm with those Tech9s. Could cause some damage. MBK trying to bait in something at the B site. There's an eagle in hand. Has to be one hell of a shot to do anything with that. 2 players a quad now. 2 a B also for the CTs.
Arch open. But no smoke to isolate the quad, so they won't get there easily. Check. Spot Taco backing off. Cold. Still underneath the position. Chicken's making a lot of noise.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, that's actually could be a potential giveaway in the fact that it's squawking as it is, but they've got the crossfire set up. Fox goes down as well as Taco realizes there's one missing, and he looks behind to see him walking out from the apartments.
We'll take a pause. Tactical called by Shoxy. Chance for Smith to chime in, of course, the coach, former player as well. Huge pedigree of Counter-Strike. Been playing for about 10 years. At the top level from Source and then CSGO. He'll be chiming in and working out what the players are on the T side. Do they bring out the AWP perhaps? I haven't really seen that from Kenny S here in the T half. In terms of round wins, they do lose a pistol with that 3rd round force buy with no bomb plants. That was quite interesting. Got 3 in a row from that, but since then it's been a very CT-sided affair. 5 rounds in a row now for the SK side. JW says, playing against Fur is so annoying. You know, all of his aggressions from watching matches demos, but he still manages to do it. He's absolutely right. That play down towards bottom of Banana, no one can really see that coming. You know he's going to be aggressive, but the timing's perfect. Doesn't use flashbangs, doesn't give anything away. MBK runs around the corner with a knife out, then he gets in T-spawn as well. Kind of nuts, but he has been phenomenal for SK recently.
Yeah, he's gone back to his old form. I think the departure of FNX has kind of put him more of in a star position, and somehow Cold is still fragging with it because it was Fur that was the star of this team before Cold joined. It was 2 years ago now, believe it or not. Good shot, Fallen. He's got up on the wall ever so slightly, but he still manages the damage. 1 down, plus the Molotov to take damage in his body, who gets close. Good thing Fallen's up to the task with the AWP. As he once again finds very tight angled shots. He'll get Kenny as well. He's still working inside of the site. Smokes up. He knows they're likely to go above him. He looks away at the wrong time and somehow still hits it. Shocks goes down, and Fallen is unstoppable this game.
Yeah, he's on fire. What in God's name was that final shot? It must have been a no-scope there. New players could be coming above him. He didn't quite catch it from his POV, but still such a sick round there from the in-game leader. Very good stuff indeed. G2 getting shut down across the board. That was their final play after taking the tactical timeout as well. Just a really basic execution towards B. You can see Fallen just loving that opportunity. Close range AWP shots are his speciality. Number 12 now. Maximum loss bonus. No bomb down, but can bring out the AKs once again. Kenny has to be careful, MBK. Fire either side of him. How is he not taking damage? That's nuts. He might even get a kill from this as well. It's going to be Fur. Not expecting him to be that close as well. The Molotovs are designed to push the terrorist back. He's jumping up for information. MBK finds a rare frag out of that. Very unlucky with the RNG, I guess, of the Molotovs generally. 5-4 now. An opening. Fallen, still alive. MBK surely doesn't give his kill up here.
I like that Apex is just like, alright, they've boosted Atrium a few times.
Make sure he gets off that.
Diggity, quad, whatever you call it. Atrium.
Oh.
Get the ball too.
Okay.
Fallen goes back again, aggressive this time toward Banana. They haven't exactly been playing over-aggressive on Banana, to be fair. A couple peeks down, but no pushes for possession aside from when Fur pushed all the way down. This time they just get to the outside, the extremities of the site, and cover it off. Cold, good shot to find one, but Fallen, or excuse me, Kenny S. gets the kill in return. It's now going to be a plant. Oh, he's got 10 HP. Apex has fought on valiantly to take out Phelps. Kill, but take out. And what I mean by that, do damage so he doesn't have the confidence to push directly into the site, and therefore also has to pick up the AWP because he's low on HP, can't afford to be aggressive. The AWP in his hands means Fallen can do so with the AK. Let's though is going to push Fallen out. He's wide open. That flash through. Watch the player pit as well, because Apex is just waiting for the time to strike. Oh, he's been hit. The op shot lands, but Phelps can do no more. Back away it is.
Back away indeed. Good job there by G2. Like we said, Fallen has to give up his AWP because Phelps got tagged up through the smoke. Go for the retake there, but decent utility usage from G2 towards the end there. The Molotov mean Fallen had to push through without his teammate. Flashed off as well, and G2 fighting around in the first time in 5. So here's the replay of the shot, the no-scope. That's called out quick scope, okay, to be fair. But still, that's nuts that he actually managed to hit it. Very cool stuff from Fallen. And there's 2 players surviving for G2. They've lost that win, or lost Ben, as you say. They actually lost 6 rounds in a row. And now 2 players on $0, make it 3 in fact. So this is a very important round for G2. Need to make sure they win this. If they don't, they might not find another round on this half. Double orb set up now. Phelps and Fallen going in. G2 were the first team to really make this a proper thing. So Phelps continuing the passion here as he manages to get Kenny S at the very start of the round. 5 on 4, too easy for him almost. They haven't really seen Fallen on that side of the map yet. I guess they assumed it would be absolutely fine. He's been primarily towards B, changing things up. Perfect time to do it just when you lose a round as well. Double orb setup working out quite nicely for SK so far. You can actually see they've left Fallen alone on the B side. This is a perfect place to be, and narrowly misses out on that fast flick shot.
You know, just expect it. You just know they're going to land.
Yeah.
Phelps thinks Arch, then goes Library. Smoke in front of him, so he'll counter that off. The problem is now that he wants to get to the backside of Library to make sure they don't wrap through because they've taken down his teammate. Fur's found. And Phelps is more concerned they're going to do a reverse wrap back through Library, so he pulls out the pistol. The AWP goes to the other side. It's Fallen that has it to work with, and he takes down Body. He is unstoppable. What is his kill total right now? It must be absolutely astronomical. It's only 13, believe it or not. All of them are highlight-worthy at this point, I imagine. He does still have work to do, though, as they get to the site and go for the default plant at the coffins. It's Taco and Cold that are going to try and slip up the Banana. That's going to be the last 2 remaining as well. Slip a Banana wherever you'd like. Taco takes down MBK. That's the start to the retake. Apex behind the pillar, gets the first kill in return, so it's down to the 1 versus 1 for Taco. Bait him out. It's 3 kills, 4 now for for Apex as he gets the kill immediately and goes to the AWP. It brings us to 8-5 as well, and it limits the money slowly but surely down to a position of saving for SK.
Really turning into an exciting affair now. G2, their key players turning up, and Apex very calm and disciplined in that clutch situation. Knew what he had to do, had the information. They're both coming from Banana as well. Precise shots with the AK-47 after a flamboyant performance there from Fallen towards CT Spawn. We thought he did just enough there. I feel like he overextended before his teammates came in from Banana as well. I think he was trying to deny the plan, but ultimately gave his kill up for free and left his teammates in a really difficult situation. It seems like SK will be forcing into this round. 2 M4s, 3 pistols as well. Very good with the lesser weaponry, but a bit of a Hail Mary decision from them this time. Kenny S back on the AWP. He's been relatively quiet, I have to say. 6 kills with him. Haven't really seen him go off with the AWP just yet. It's difficult to do so on the T side for sure. No kits. Little utility, just flashbangs available for SK as they try to bait something out. There's the old chickens. Matt, you're a fan of the Chicken Brigade, aren't you?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not a fan of anything.
Okay.
Oops. CZ. Interesting boost. He actually jumped up on there. I actually don't know the texture there because he's not boosted at all. Little ledge nonetheless. He's got the kill onto Shocks. It's 1 point for Cold to get kills. Oh, I thought for sure he'd follow up with the second as he does damage, but only minimal onto Apex. He stays with 52 as they plant the bomb in the site. Phelps limited by smoke behind Moto. As Fur waits at the bottom of, or rather the top of alt middle, excuse me. So he's going to try and push it in through the apartments. They're setting for exits at this point in time. They don't have kits. They all have armor. It's not necessarily worth it to lose the armor if they can pick up guns. Two players, by the way, just to note, Body and Kenny will be able to survive in the pit, so they won't have to exit. Body, on the other hand, is going to have bigger problems. Now that Kenny's tagged up, it becomes a bigger issue. So just contain them. Try and limit the money. Fallen does exactly that, picking up the AK. Kenny gets one shot, but stay alive first. Stay alive as long as you possibly can. Good catch on Apex. Kenny's going to book it toward the library, so he should get out with the AWP. Oh, he doesn't. They all go down. That's perfect. That's exactly what they had to do.
Yeah, actually pretty cool stuff there. SK don't recover a weapon, so still G2 will be absolutely fine. They obviously, it's round number 15. They can fully invest into this round. We do have microphones in the booth. I can hear something.
It's the camera, apparently. That's what they said. DJ said.
Yeah.
You can hear that. I can't.
Okay. Well, you can't really make it out. You can just hear them talking. It's not that interesting, but it's something. Maybe we can look into the tactical timeline to see what happens. Either way, we're going to round number 15. Nice shot from Fallen, boosted up. It finally works out for him. The scout headshot takes down MBK, and he'll actually be falling back. This is the dynamic play we've not used to seeing from Fallen. Get the first kill, show presence, and completely rotate to the other side of the map. Hasn't got the AWP this time, but still, it works to the same effect. He swaps positions with his teammate. That's going to be Phelps heading towards B now. Lovely boost. Desperate times for SK. Have to force into round number 15, of course. Looking to find 9 rounds here. And it's going to be a contact play from the French side. Kenny S gets the first kill. Fur ready with the CZ. Can he do any more?
Tries to. Does. Fur. Well done. Chalk smokes himself in. Has a flash still to work with, but Apex and Kenny are going to separate. Backpedal over toward A. Apex inside of the apartments already is going to look for the information. Taco top mid. Somewhat interesting with the Deagle as Kenny heads that direction on an AWP. Taco doesn't get spotted immediately. Oh, the smoke's going to kill the idea. He could have actually potentially caught him trying to push closer, but instead it's wrapped through quad. Join Apex, who's gotten in the pit. Cold, he wins it on the UMP. Down to Apex remaining. He's got 2 kills, though, quickly at range because the rifle wins in that exchange. It's Fallen on a scout. As Apex goes back to grab the bomb, there's 32 seconds. And he's just missed the opportunity. I think he may have been tagged if he didn't know. He's still on 17, but it's 8 now. As he gets tagged by a pistol bullet this time around, and Fallen's not sure which weapon he wants to use, which weapon is going to win him the round. It's the pistol that does. 9-6 SK. Extend it to a 3-round lead instead of that of a 1 round if it had gone the other way.
Yeah, what a nice play from Fallen to finish things off there. Boosted to find the first pick. Throws a spanner in the works, he rotates off, and they do win over pistols. 9-6 will be the scoreline. G2 didn't exactly look comfortable there, but 6 rounds will be enough for them. We'll see if they can come back into this in the second half. We'll take a quick break and we'll find out.
an epic matchup as always as SK take on G2, and it's SK after a T-side on Inferno, or rather they swapped to the T-side, excuse me, that have the lead 9-6. 3-round lead doesn't really necessarily mean anything if G2 win the pistol, but what this game does mean in its overall context is who goes to the playoffs next and who has to go into the 2-2 bracket, which is lethal.
Yeah, Matt, we knew this game was going to be good. It's certainly living up to expectations. Some really exciting rounds, especially from Fallen. Let's see if we can continue that form into the second half. We're going to have the T-side Bayern come in. It's going to be Fallen with coldzera with the smoke grenades here, but Shock looking to challenge the P2000. Wants to get that first frag. Very good with the pistols. Can't find anything just yet. Flashbangs everywhere. He had an opportunity, but can't land the headshots as of yet.
Jump up on the balcony to get into Boiler, and Fur's closer than Shock's anticipated as he was still looking long down the lane. Good shot, NBK. Backs off though, and Phelps is able to redress it immediately, so it still gives the advantage to SK
as Apex tries to move himself into a better position to get more information, to see more angles so that they don't give up any further map control to SK. It does mean though that they have Body left alone on B. Fallen has the bomb though. He's the one that's near the boiler, so they aren't necessarily committing to Banana just yet.
Just trying to buy their time. They still have two smokes, right? They've got this man advantage. Kenny has tagged up as well. CTs can't really rest on their laurels at this point. Someone needs to work out what the next play is. Do we try and push Banana, try and get some information so we can actually have a decent stack somewhere? Seems like the call's been made. Apex will join Body at the B site. Kenny S, like we said, low HP, alone in the pits at A. Still with 45 seconds remaining here, I would say the B execution makes a lot of sense. You've got two smokes, one for coffins, one towards CT spawn, flash over as well. Very unlikely you lose this scenario, but let's see what G2 can do about it. No one boosted up. It's going to be Body towards Emo. That's a decent position, all things considered. He won't be smoked there. And I'm sure we'll have the final play coming in. Lining up the smokes now. Here they come. Apex spots one. Needs to find the kills here. That's a nice headshot.
This does do well, all things considered. He's brought it to 3 versus 3, and he's supporting Body for a cross inside of the site. Fallen trying to tap away. They're going to almost line up, but it's Apex that swings out in front of an exchange that his teammate was losing. It catches off Fallen. HP is definitely still there for SK, but it's suddenly still going to be the time that wins it. Actually, excuse me, I couldn't catch that on our screen, but I see it over on my monitor. It was the time, so I thought it was a little bit peculiar that they weren't pushing through.
A little bit rough there for SK Gaming, considering they got that man advantage as well, had the smokes, and the time eludes them. It's down to Apex showing that aggression to start, and the crossfires just couldn't break through. They had to man up. I think they just didn't realize at the last second that they didn't have enough time there. No bomb gets planted. They have to force by here. A couple of players surviving after the timer ran out as well. coldzera can't afford much more than a CZ no armor. They are all in for round number 2 here, but G2 gifted a chance to get back into this game. Should be tied up 9-9. They've got 3, make it 4 UMPs. A Famas here as well. One kit to work with. Smoked off. Trying to tag up towards Banana. No damage inflicted just yet. Phelps, but it's actually coldzera to strike first. The unarmored player with the CZ finds Apex. So they do have a chance to win this round. Still with the smoke up as well. CTs trying to reposition. Pushing a little bit further down Banana to see if they can get something going here. Need to be very careful. That's exactly where SK are coming as well.
Pistol. Try and push them back as fast as they can before the smokes are in place, before they're set up and ready. Having to reposition. Oh, that bomb got thrown up on top of Orange's one. That's even better for them. They'll need the help. They've got all the kills anyway, but that is that's about as good as it gets. Look for that. Fur, even if he found kills now, would have to jump all the way up there to grab it and get it back down in position when the rotations are already coming in. There's no chance he's going to get that far. As Kenny S. It's going to take him down and put him out of the round.
Now we really do have a game on our hands. G2. What's the first pick? Apex.
I will say, just quickly, there's more friendly banter between the teams in this game than ever before.
Friendly banter?
Every single round they're typing to each other and joking. Like, literally completely friendly.
Yeah. Got mutual respect. But, yeah, going up with the bomb, that's unlikely. But it did happen. Haven't seen that before, I have to say. Fully carried for SK Gaming. Glocks, P250s, not really much they can do at this point. Going to be a shooting gallery for Kenny S there with the Famas. He finds 2 kills. We'll tie things up at 9-9 here. I don't think the bomb's been planted yet in the second half. It has not. Pistol, bit of a blunder from SK, timing it out. They're having a huge advantage. Maybe overthinking the situation. Apex now trying to farm a bit of money here with the UMP. $600 per kill. Can't quite cash it in yet, but there it is, finally.
MBK takes down Gold0. Follow up to get Taco at range. 9-9. We said that lead wouldn't amount to much if indeed they won the pistol. They've done that. They've transferred the 3 rounds into victories. But we go on to the AKs now for SK. Fallen included. There's no AWP on the T side for the Brazilians. 5 smokes. So they have the execution potential. They do not have Molotovs. Yeah, okay, it's important to note Molotovs, but I note that specifically for SK on this map because they love to utilize Molotovs to get into the B site.
Definitely do. Here we are, all square. No warp on either side. Bit of a bonus situation, I guess, for G2. He's saving those UMPs. The Famous of Kenny S as well. He's super sick with the AWP on this map, especially towards the top and middle. Hard side. Very mobile and very aggressive. Look out for that. But up against Fallen as well. Can he have the same sort of freedom he's used to? So far, so good for the T side. Not being presented too much in terms of the city setup. Having a look at it, though, can see Bodies by himself. One of the best anchors we have in CSGO right now. We've always said it on the flashes of players, but so good for 1 or 2 frags in every scenario. So he's a safe set of hands on that side of the map. Mid control coming in for the T's, falling at the top there, so they're happy with that. Pretty standard stuff, though. The crossfires on the A side are so strong, especially with 4 players on that side of the map. Apex hunting for a bit of information here. Could work against him as they reclaim middle.
Shots up toward Boiler. Apex will chase it down and succeeds to find Fur. Often gets closer to Taco. Manages at least to get Kenny back, but need to work together very carefully given the HP of Taco. He's on 2. They'll bring that almost level in the fact that they find the next kill, but they still don't have a lot of map control to work with until now because they just get inside of the apartments. Body and Shocks have yet to leave B. They're not convinced that it's going to be entirely onto the A side, and even if it is, they'll elect to save because there's not much chance they'll get back over there fast enough to do anything with 4 charging SK players unless NBK can find a number of kills inside of the site. He's trying his best down to 16, does get one on the angle against Fur. The HP's low enough that it could be costly, but he's done damage as well on to Cold. It leaves Fallen minimal HP on 58 is the high roller to go against Shocks and Body, who elect they do decide to go for this with 1 kit that they want to take part. As Body gets closer, it's going to be easy on Cold, but Cold's got a better angle. It's the headshot. Shocks limited. Should be the round for SK.
Should be for sure. Shoxy has got the kit, but only an SMG and 3 kills to find. Like we said, there was a bit of a bonus situation for the CTs. They can bring out the Orbs next round. As we know, they love to roll with a double Orb setup. Shoxy could be trying to sneak in here, but just going to be trying to damage the economy further. Fallen though, nice precise headshot to find him. And now the game really begins. So that's a decent round for SK Gaming. They get a full buy now with all the nades they need, and 5 AKs presumably won't have the Orb just yet. And the double Orb setup does indeed come out. Everyone loves to watch this. Can be very exciting gameplay. Can be shut down with the set pieces, and as long as you can push the CTs back and smoke them out. But that's the problem. Can you actually manage to do that? Normally Shoxy goes towards B. He holds that car position with Body. They try and set him up, and then Body will fall back. I'll have a look at Kenny S open things up as well. Not overcommitting to the T-steps here. Same story for Shoxy as well. Just holds the corner, takes nades to the face. That is the problem. That's how you shut him down. Those HEs on the corner, takes him under 36 HP. Be a lot more cagey now, as he has to hold a different line, fall back in towards CT spawn.
Phelps and Cold. Interesting from Fur to be inside a Boiler already, and not really have eyes on him. Apex, I suppose, just pushed up on enough of an angle that he would be able to spot it, but if he slipped out beforehand, Kenny was a sitting duck. Over toward A, potentially, as we get Taco closer to Fur's position. Cold sitting toward the bench, and Fallen. The utility has been deployed on quad side, looking more confident to push up mid. Interestingly enough, this is the exact time that Apex is rotated back over, so they're expecting that this might be a fake. Another round in which the site will be minimally defended at A. Because last time they had a rotation back over to B, leaving just MBK in the site. He's with Kenny, at least this time. Inside of the A side with an ops decent, but that rotation actually could work because they can grab So suddenly it's the boot on the other foot because Apex toward the tree is perfectly aligned to pop out and take them down. Shox already gets one. They have no idea that Apex is there, but he's only good for one kill because his aim a little bit sloppy gives Cold a chance. Speaking of sloppy aim, Shox can't find the kill as they enter in from Banana, but he'll make up for it. And Cold, sitting in front of him, manages to get body. Taco saves it, but Kenny and MBK arrive. And if I'm not mistaken, did that come after time?
I'll have a look for you.
It might have been close.
No, it did not. It went down.
You're right. Okay, well, that said, it means that there's still not much money left on the SK side.
Oh, no, wait, no. It is. Cold Zero got 650.
Yeah,
so yeah, definitely did.
Yeah, I thought he went down just after the time. Unfortunately, the game sounds a little bit quiet for me, so
Sure.
I couldn't quite catch that, but I thought he just went down immediately after.
That's a problem. You'd probably force into this. He got 1 AK purchase so far for Taco. They have to go in with what they have. So Gonzaga dropped the Tech 9. He buys armor. Enough for exactly his body armor here. And that was in a brawl of a round, wasn't it? Going through CT spawn, all the orb shots hitting. Shox, it looked like he's overwhelmed, but hits the no-scope and denies the plant as well. Kenny has to finish things off there with some nice shots as they cross over from CT spawn. 10-10. Money broken, essentially, for SK. They will be fully investing into this round of what they have. PT50s, Tech 9s, 1 AK. 3 smokes. No double orb setup anymore for G2. That goes down. Obviously couldn't recover the secondary AWP, but that first gun round really works in their favour. 4-1 here. Let's get getting reset. Round number 21. Still anyone's game. I did say 30 rounds. Definitely possible with these two teams on the server. Looking likely to be the case here.
Flash out. Somehow. How is Phelps alive?
I don't know.
Flash out. 2 players face him. He's completely blind. Turns with the Tech 9. Kills one. The other backs away expecting he's dead. And Phelps gets a gun and gets away. Fair play. Give that gun to Cold. Why not?
Well, something to work with. Now they have 2 rifles with their armor and smokes as well. Body, the player trying to find that first pick. Didn't work out for him. He does take Phelps down to 17 points of health. As they wake their way towards middle.
Fallen. P250. He's going to work his way back toward the top of middle. Remember, the Cold has the picked up weapon. Taco. He's going to try and come a little bit closer. Fur, meanwhile, as well, is also going to wrap around. So they are going to push over toward the B site. It's isolating the single player that is Apex inside of the site. And the smoke in front of Library means MBK has no idea where they've gone. He's spraying into it. But he's not going to find them there. If they take down Apex, SK could actually still steal around in this situation. Good damage thus far, but they need to follow it immediately with a kill in order to get the bomb down in time to set up the angles in the post plant, which they will indeed do. Set for a very deep plant behind the fountain, and the rotation's already cut off, and the fact that Taco's pushed down. They've got guns on everyone except for Phelps, and he's low enough on HP. He can push for information. Doesn't even want to do that. The money's low enough. G2's gone.
Bit of a gamble there from SK Gaming, force buying with the 4 Tech 9s and the 1 AK-47, but what a play it is. It was the initial play towards Banana, finding that kill on body. Patient stuff at that point as well. They managed to go for the full execution there. Once you have the B site and you've smoked off CT spawn as well, with the man advantage, it's very difficult with the CT to try and retake that. Getting overwhelmed with the AK-47 behind the bomb site fountain, and you can understand why SK are trying to hunt these frags. They will lose the majority of them, just trying to dent the CT economy the best they can. They actually go down to a 2v1 situation. Kenny S saves the AWP. MBK with the AK-47. So money's still not going to be great for SK. I don't think that risk was potentially worth it. Need to keep the money up for themselves. Here's the flashbang kill. We had no idea how Phelps survived. Managed to do considerable damage to the second player as well after finding body. SK take the lead. What's the play here? G2, similar story. They save 2 weapons, but they have a bit more to work with here. Apex gets dropped the AK-47, a couple of UMPs. Big round for either side. Whoever loses this is almost certainly going to be eco here. Breakpoint on Inferno. MBK gets towards Boiler. Might just meet him momentarily.
Decent kill, MBK. Aggressive and around when SK. They really needed to win this to break the economy of G2. Caught off for their aggression. They're not winning any of the duels. If they'd sat back, maybe it would have worked out better for them. But Fallen taking down Apex confirms, or rather, at least Phelps following up on Fallen's damage confirms there's a bit of a fight still in the round. He's on 5 HP, and Cold is really not going to have much of a chance on his own. Surely, with the bomb still down toward the top of Vault Middle, he'll go back to grab that. Again, they leave Body alone in B, but this time it's not as much of a tall order for him to hold off against the 2 players that remain, if they do even go that direction.
This should be it for SK. Probably have to save these two weapons. But that's what's so cool about Inferno. You can change your setup on the CT side, adapt to what SK are doing. They've been showing a lot of passive holds, allowing them to get mid control consistently on the T side. But this time, MBK towards the boiler. 2 players either side of middle as well. Shut them down. They run into the grinder. And 3 kills coming in favour of G2. They take Phelps down to about 5 HP as well. So they have no choice but to save here. It'll be quite a long save, considering there's still 30 seconds on the board. But G2, back and forth we go. After losing the previous round, managed to save the AWP and the AK-47 forced around it. UMP of MBK, that was the key kill and towards the boiler room as well. Managed to stay alive, fall back to the site and send SK packing. 10 seconds remaining. No money into the next round for Phelps and coldzera. They'll have first stage loss bonus, so 3 players without money, 2 guns saved. Phelps can drop a Galil and they'll get $1,400. I guess they just force into this, considering they're double eco regardless. And they've got 2 AKs up anyway, so here we go. Presumably we'll bring the Tech 9s out around these 2 saved weapons. We'll have a look. There it is. Yep, full investment coming in. PT50's head armor down to Phelps and coldzera. They did it before, Matt, with just 1 AK, so why not? Let's give it a go. As we're into round number 23. Tied up at 11-11 here. Leave T-spawn. Presumably going for that B control once again. The bombs towards second mid though, so maybe just trying to show their hands at this side of the map once again, but it's Kenny S. Always hits that shot. Takes down coldzera. 5-4, just like that. Shocks though, once again more. Does go down to 8 HP. Take those nades to the face. That's happened about 3 times now. Needs to be very careful as he falls back to the site.
What? To find Fallen over the edge of the wall, just catches his head on top of the logs. Phelps will continue on nonetheless with his M4 in hand. Shocks is low enough that if he even peeks, he might go down. He's got accuracy, does Shocks, and he makes sure he uses it to good and fair. Takes down Phelps on entry, body. Player inside of the site, back behind Nubox, able to follow up and find Fur, but it's Taco. Trades it back in body. Low enough for Taco to take down as well, so Shocks and body go down to Taco as he plants bomb. 1 versus 3 behind Nubox. Off the Molotov, at least from G2's perspective. It confirms that he's there as much as it won't bait him out, but Kenny's ready for it and fires into the smoke to take him down. They go 11-12 now for G2.
Looking quite comfortable. That round previously with a couple of AKs and pistols eluded them. This time looking like they're keeping 3 players alive and shutting it down. This is the shot from body. I didn't quite catch it. That was pretty sick, I have to say. Nice precision from him. Bomb goes down for SK, but after that, force in the previous round and his second save loss bonus. Deagles and some head armor for Taco, apparently. Still on the single AWP setup, I believe, for the CT side. Only had that out once. Did win the round, but cost him a lot. It's not exactly stable just yet, but a round to calm down, perhaps, as G2 home in on closing this game out. Should be 13-11 in their favour. Aggressive once again is Shoxy. He's by himself. That's so clumsy. No need for that whatsoever. By himself, pushing down with 1 flashbang. He might get 1 or 2 kills and get himself back in the game, but it could potentially cost him the round. Now they have to try and recover this situation. This is so easy for SK. What are they doing?
Gets 1 immediately, but Body gets it back. You're right, SK. It was easy to start it off. However, Body's at least controlled the situation at the top of Banana. Kenny's going to rotate off of it, though, so if they want to A now, it's just NBK to hold it on his own. Fur and Taco are getting closer to that side of the map as well. It seems the Bomb and Fallen will join. Bomb for Cold this time.
Well, still a winnable situation, of course, for the CT side. As we go towards middle, Fallen watching quad as well. MBK
Anchor.
alone.
This is the old Anchor's tactic. Always have pit fortified. It's not quite the same in this version of Inferno. It's much easier to deal with. They go to Arch, however, and that means that Kenny rotating back is able to cut them off. It drops down the only M4 they have, and that alone should be enough for them to win out the round. If they'd pushed quad fast enough, they may have caught off MBK, but they had no idea, and as such, they get taken down to the end. 13-11, much to Smith's approval.
Dicey there. Shoxy giving his kill away for free. Didn't have his teammates with him. He's 1 flashbang and gave them a weapon to work with, but good recovery in the end. Another buy available for SK. Round number 25. All for Fallen. He's dropped off significantly here. Was amazing in that first half. We haven't seen too much impact in the second half. 7-2 now in favour of G2. First shot once again for Shocks, and there's Fallen. Gets the refrag. That's going to be working out very nicely in the T-side camp. 4-on-4s on this map especially, in terms of manpower. Lets the CTs down tremendously. Kenyasto still with the AWP, this time holding quad side. SK just going to be showing a bit of presence on the apartments area, and Taco looking for that first pick, but MPK, what a shot that was. The awareness is unreal as he takes down Taco, brings the man advantage in favour of G2. We need 2 more rounds for match point here.
Kenny will wait to see if they'll push quad this time. Flash off confirms they might want that territory. So he puts out a Molotov in return and puts himself inside of hibernation. Confines of the site, or not. He's actually going in front of Library to watch down the lane at Arch, where Apex now plays as well. Getting closer on the rifle. A peek with a flash. Ooh, does he see it? Yes, just barely. He thought no one was there originally, but spotted the backside of Cold. Fallen's able to get it back, but Cold down is always punishing. Kenny's still alive. It'll take a shot to Fur. And then closing around himself, takes out Fallen. So CT-sided ops have been the more prevalent, undoubtedly. And it goes to 14 rounds now for G2. This will be a pause call this time from SK.
Yeah, they're going to need the pause map. 3K per player, 1 round away from match point as well. Smiths doesn't have to say too much. Continue as you are, lads. It's looking very promising indeed. Current scoreline's 8-2. You've got SK on the ropes here, looking for a playoff spot. G2. SK will discuss what the options are. So many historic rounds on this map for this team. With the Eagles, Tech9, CZs. Definitely have the potential to pull it back. What's the option here, though? Do they go all in, try and bring the Deagles, the head armor out, all the nades, or just go for a partial buy and look to try and get 4 rounds in a row? Match has been on pause, so have a look at the final decision. They will have maximum loss bonus next round. So I'd say probably keep the money about $1,000, try and buy what you can, and still have a buy to work with next round. That's exactly what's going to happen by the looks of things. CZ, Tech9s, 3 smokes. Hope for those mistakes to come in once again. Looks like Fallen wants to open the next round. He gets no armor. Let's hope Shocker goes aggressive and get another 1D. I think that's what they'll be focusing towards. Here we go. Once again, damage inflicted. CTs need to be careful here. They know it's an eco. Don't have to overcommit here, but Apex wants the duel. Gets 1 frag, but that's all he gets.
Body. A look down Banana as Shocks has the angle to crossfire it from the top. He's done well. Body's gone down, but Shocks does enough damage that it'll limit them when they get to the site. They've picked up M4s. There is still armor for Cold Zero, so getting inside of the site with Bomb, they give themselves a slight chance, especially smoking off both of the choke points. Plan for Fallen. Cold jumped up in front of the emo boxes. Let's sound the alarms, Henry. Because here comes the CTs. Kenny, good shot, finds Cold. Fallen, 1 versus 2, gets him behind the pillars. Not going to play the cubby. He wants to get the angle early, and NBK is going to win it out. That's going to put G2 on map point, and playoff point for that matter.
Playoff points indeed. G2 there with another formidable retake. 2 kills for Shoxy. Kenny is finding a key frag as well toward that emo position. That's round number 15. SK Gaming certainly made it interesting with the first frag. The equal exchange at Banana. Over aggression once again from the CTs. Once they worked out, it's just Tech9s. They want to keep flashing over and taking the fight. Shut it down as quickly as possible. It's so touch and go, but they're winning the round, so can't be too mad about it. Like we said, Fallen aiming for the AWP with that bomb going down in the previous round as well. They get a really strong buy here. It's going to take 4 rounds in a row. Definitely capable of doing so. Currently ranked as the world's #1 team. Going to round number 27 here. Body and Shocks. They're off on that side of the map. Looking to be flashed over by the looks of things here. As we go for B control once again. Phelps flashed, but fine for now.
Cold waiting at the bottom of mid in the underpass. 2 rounds only on the T side for SK, a team that used to be very, very formidable on the T side of Inferno. Seeing less double op from G2 as well, which is encouraging. But on top of Banana controlled this time. 1 Molotov deployed. The choke point means only 2 left for SK, meaning they can't go for their traditional setup of the 3 molly entry, one of which is a lot harder to throw. We talked about this many times, I'm sure, at this point, but the lack of the white wicket gate. Ooh, I don't think that would have reached the corner, but backs off anyway just to be sure. Got some damage on the way back as he did so, but Kenny is putting a beginning to the end. He's got 2. Cold gets him back. NBK will get on top of the railing inside of the site. Flash out from Taco, therefore, as they want to go quickly. He's got to push through smokes to do so. Makes some noise getting to the smoke, but then stops. Slows up. That holds NBK in position as Cold gets ever closer on quad side. Good entry from Shocks. Back to Library. And the cross set, as it goes 16-11. G2 are in the playoffs. Yo, noobs.
Yeah, really formidable stuff down.